I'm recording. Yep, it's on.
Okay. All right, so this is the community committee meeting held at the Minerva Park pool tonight. Let's see, we have Councilperson McNamara, Councilperson Shrestha. Oh my gosh. We have the mayor and myself, Councilperson Camera, and we have a community member in attendance as well. And today is June 2nd, 2022. All right. So, hey, let's start talking about pool. Because I think that's kind of a big topic tonight. So as of this morning, 209 people had signed up, 191 had paid. So actually pretty good. I think we're definitely right at those same numbers that we were about this time last year. 638 total members included with that, and 617 of those are paid. So
wonderful.
That's
Nice.
I think those are great numbers. We had more people sign up today, and I saw more memberships that hadn't been processed yet. So
What was the total number of memberships last year?
I don't know that number.
I don't think we were
but
over 200.
Yeah, I think we stopped at 200.
I think we
because
stopped.
of- Yeah, because of COVID.
Due to
and
COVID for the
stuff.
last 2 years, we stopped. I
Right.
actually think I stopped at 150 the year before, because when you have members that can just come and that's the only thing in the world to do, they always, we had to leave room for some of the non-members too. So we stopped. We had to use the sign-up genius, and members were getting
remember
upset
that.
that they couldn't get in. So we quit selling memberships early.
Yeah. So we're doing well. I don't know.
Very well.
I don't financially. I don't know what our numbers are, but
We were over 12,000 just for the weekend.
oh yeah, no, we did 8,000. We did over
Yeah.
8,000 on
So,
Monday.
and we haven't had a good weekend yet. Yes, it was a holiday, but
Right.
we actually haven't had a good weather weekend. I mean, Saturday was freezing.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday was with graduation parties and everything. I mean, our attendance was half of what I thought it would be.
Right.
Perfect way to start it out, though,
Right.
with the
Oh,
software and
yeah.
stuff
Right.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday was actually pretty busy. Last night
Yeah.
wasn't too bad. Tonight's been kind of slow. So
Yeah. Well, I'm freezing sitting here, so
yeah, I'm a little chilly.
Yeah.
It's perfect out here.
So-
I don't know. Anyway,
not in the water.
So, so good start to the weekend. I might skip around here. I said
No, you're fine.
recommendations were next, but let's go to concessions. So, concessions, it looks like right now, I did total up our money. We've done, after I've paid back the bank, right? So the money that we borrowed to start it
Right.
out, we've done $304 in concessions and $87 in donation
Okay.
for the
Okay.
food.
Okay.
So we're close to $400. That's not bad.
And I will s-
again, it was a slow weekend.
So I spent around $600 for everything.
Okay.
okay.
So we're
So we've
almost,
almost broken even.
in one weekend.
Yeah.
On a bad weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, Saturday was horrible. And Sunday, if we would have sold concessions, and that was what was funny because everybody's like, we were all here. If we would have done concessions on Monday, it would have been popping.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt.
Every day we went up in how much we
Little
sold
bit.
in concessions.
But
So-
I think you're also going to find that, and we had talked about this a little bit, kids aren't used to bringing, their change from their rooms, and
Right.
parents are used to having to go try to find snacks before they come. A lot of people come in with their we allow coolers. You can DoorDash, you can order pizza, we do not limit people from bringing in food, drink, snack, whatever.
good because that is just.
Oh, yeah.
I've always thought that's a real crappy move when places
Yeah.
do that.
So
No,
having
yeah.
it, but
There's
kids want
families that make
the fun
picnics.
stuff,
Yeah.
and I think that's
Exactly.
why we sold out of the fun
Oh,
suckers
yeah.
and things like that so fast.
Yeah, there
because-
was tons of stuff we sold out of. So, and I think we have a good idea now what's going to sell.
Lots
We
of
can kind of
parents.
start focusing on those.
That's
type of
exactly
snacks
what I would do.
Lots
instead.
of parents
So,
asking how often we were going to do it, too.
yeah.
Oh, lots of
and
people.
as I
Takes
walked
the
around, a
stress
lot of
off
people
them.
said, "Are you going to be here every weekend?" So, I think the first question is, do we want to be here every weekend?
Well, I think here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I already see it. Paid staff or volunteer.
Right.
What do we want to do? It's nice to have the volunteers because obviously we make the money.
Right.
It's, if we hire somebody, how much are we actually going to have to pay them? And I'm just going to be blunt, and I'm on a recording. We can't pay this person more than we're paying our office staff that's been here for 15
I know.
years.
100%.
And I don't
Exactly.
know how many people you're going to get to come in here
Right.
and work for
Right.
$10 or $11 an hour.
Right.
It could be like a
So- Can we
give
retiree
them a-
gig or
Well,
something.
It could.
Can we give them a free pool
We
pass?
talked. That was
Okay,
a suggestion.
so we had talked about
So
that.
get so many free pool passes.
Even
guest
if it was like a
passes.
teenager or something like that.
Right.
And I always want to tread lightly when I say this, but we would do inventory so we know that, things aren't, somebody's not
hands
sweet
out.
talk. Yeah, somebody's
Right.
not sweet talking the person behind the counter, because we know that
Right.
sometimes younger people don't make the best decisions.
Right.
I have 2 teenagers, I can say that.
Yeah.
Taylor has.
I have a teenager. I can also. I second that.
So, yeah. So I think he's right on, do we want to do that? So here's what I said to him. I have zero problem being here as much as I can on the weekends. I have you guys already know I'm here. It's not a surprise to anybody. I don't want to be responsible. Like if somebody needs to go to the bathroom or somebody needs to leave for an hour and somebody wants to do that, it breaks when you get busy.
Right.
I will. How many times did I pop up, run
Yeah,
over there?
absolutely, yeah.
I have no problem.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, unless I'm signed up for it.
Right.
If we decide to do this every weekend and there's a Saturday that nobody can do it, and I will do it.
have a bug
But
on
I
you,
think
I
it would be
wouldn't
nice
get
to
a
do
squish.
like a sign up or
Too
something.
late.
Some of the issues that we came across, and Jason was probably going to hit these here very shortly, is we don't have anywhere to store the stuff. So
Yeah.
this is something that, regardless if we have an employee, we're either going to have to figure out how to set the stuff up. Somebody's still going to have to come and set the stuff up every day. It took us probably a good 30, 40 minutes to be able
It
to
did.
unload the cars, unload the boxes, put the ice in the, go get ice because we don't have ice. Now, again, we can go and leave some in the coolers. So there's the logistics of, it's not just sending somebody in here to run a concession stand. It's somebody setting up a concession stand, having and then we can kind of walk around if you guys want after
Yeah.
we do this.
Yeah.
Some of my thoughts where I think we could actually store some of the stuff.
Okay.
So John cleared some space for us. In
Did
the
he? Okay.
room. And so we have a counter in there next
Okay.
to the cooler.
Cooler. Okay,
Yes.
I wondered that because that was
Yes.
my place that I thought we should be
Yes.
leaving it. And I think it's important that, again, the inventory is going to be something that I would never believe that somebody's going to come intentionally to do something, but this door is open. So it's not to say that it's a lifeguard. It's not to say that if we are relying on
Right.
leaving the stuff here, we do have to also figure out how we can lock it up. Obviously, we would never leave money, or we would leave that we can leave that stuff in the office.
That's what I was wondering about leaving
I would
stuff
assume,
in the office.
yeah. But we couldn't leave concessions there Monday through Monday through Friday.
Right.
So I think those are ultimately, but I am here to tell you, I will help as much as possible. I have one, actually, let me rephrase that. I'm not going to be any help on Saturdays in July. Sundays, a couple of them, but I'll be, 4th of July weekend, I will be here, with the exception of Saturday. The next weekend, I leave for Cancun or Jamaica or wherever I'm going.
Okay.
Get married the last
Yes.
weekend. So I have two in Saturdays in
Right.
July that I can help. So June, I'm good. I'm your girl.
Well,
So
I think James and I are willing to help, and I don't know who else, but
But I
This
think
summer,
it's
there's a lot of educational stuff we're doing on weekends,
So,
sadly, but
yeah.
But
I
I
can
think
maybe
it's
do
im-
day by day basis.
yeah.
mean,
But I
I
think
can
it's
sign
important
up
that we either do a sign up, and then really just try to make sure that everybody's at least signing up for one. I mean, one
Yeah.
Saturday or one Sunday. I don't. Again, I don't think it's fair that people rely on. And again, I'm being blunt, saying I will do a Saturday. I'll do a whole Saturday, but I don't want to be responsible every Saturday.
Right.
Correct.
And I don't think
it's fair
Jason
for
should
anybody.
be. No,
Yeah.
but I
Right.
think here's the other part that I am very. It's nobody's response. It's a choice to do it, and it is not a council requirement. I think it's everybody's wanting the same goals at the end of the day and same results at the end of the day. Hopefully, we can get some people to help. And if you do know of a neighbor or something like that we really think would be a great person to do it, I mean, I don't think any of us are opposed to getting
Showing,
somebody from
yeah.
MPCA or
Right.
something to help volunteer
Right.
or do something like that. I did have somebody from MPCA just kind of mention, this is something they were interested in and this and that. And the logistics of it, I think, would be impossible to try to do like a shared something. I mean, if they wanted to
Yeah.
volunteer to help,
Right.
but there's too much money
Right.
invested
Yeah.
in
Right.
this and that and who's going to split this and who's at this point. I
Right.
think if it was a startup venture for next year and we wanted to, but I think for this year, I think that would be crazy for us to even talk
Yeah.
about. So I'm just throwing that
Or
out there.
do
Yeah.
alternative weekends next year. Talk about that. That way it's half the weekends that we would be responsible
Correct.
for as well.
And then they would have their own
Well,
inventory. We
yeah,
could have
I
our
think
own.
so. Keep it separate.
My initial thoughts are that, you know, we did not budget for this year, so I'm
Right.
trying to keep the expenses down. That's why I'm looking at volunteer hours as opposed to paid.
I
but
agree.
then once we know, then we can budget that into next year.
Oh, I totally
So,
agree.
Plus,
And that'd be a
I'd
great
rather-
job for a high school kid in the summer.
Yeah,
to
I can
sell
I can
concessions at a
volunteer this
pool.
kid that wants to irritate us. What?
So, so I think we're in agreement that we want to do this, though, right? I'm just gonna
Yeah,
put a check.
and
next
I
to
don't
that.
mind helping. It's just with
Yep.
so many commitments right now,
I get it.
I still have to run my business.
Yeah.
You know, but
honestly,
again,
I'm
I'll sign up when I
okay
can.
with most of the summer. There's just a couple weekends that
Yeah, but
would
you
like to
don't
do
want to
some
burn
stuff.
yourself out either.
I
That's
don't.
my
But
worry.
I think if we can make some of these other changes, it's not going to be too bad.
Well, if we get through it
So-
this summer and get some volunteers.
Yeah. And we can sprinkle in some volunteers too.
Could ask like a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
teachers.
They're not doing summer school.
Yep. We got a couple in the. We have quite a few.
And I hate talking about these next two things without Tiffany sitting here, but okay. All right, so I'm going to bring up two more things with the concession stand that I think might make life easier. One, I think if we can convert that room on the end back to a concession stand. Here are
That
the things.
room by-
yes,
where
the
the-
one that I set up on.
She wasn't
Monday.
here.
Oh, you weren't here
Okay.
Monday.
Is
So
it
I
where
set up
the-
in that room.
Is it
next
that
to the
open door
Pepsi
right there?
machine.
Yeah, that sounds
Where
great.
the ice
So-
cream thing is,
Yes.
right?
So that
Oh,
used
I
to be a
think it'd be
concession
perfect.
stand, evidently way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm thinking we do. We have a contractor come out and put two plugs outside. Brian's already in the process of removing the revolving gate turnstile that's out there because it's dangerous, and it's halfway taken down. So we can put those on the side there.
What's the infrastructure left in it? Do we still have wiring? Do we still have like water pipes? Do we still have
Yeah,
like
so-
what's left in
yes,
it? We
yes.
do?
Everything's cut off. You can see where the drain was.
was
You can
there.
see where the water pipes
Okay.
were. It can be reattached. And,
Okay.
And for this year, I don't know that we worry about water,
Okay.
but they use that to store lounge chairs in during the winter. And so what I'm recommending is that we replace those bifold doors kind of thing with
Okay.
something more like a barn door that can swing open in the middle,
Yes.
but is a half door, so that we have the top half to kind of sell concessions over.
I like it.
And then it swings open. And I think we can do that pretty cheap. I think we could
Oh, yeah.
probably do it.
Yeah, I can't
You
imagine
know,
that'd be.
the electrician is probably the most expensive thing. Chipper said he can't do it.
No, if
but-
we're gonna do it, I think that's the thing that we need to do. And I have a guy that can do it.
That
It's
can do
Rice
it.
Elect. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the guy
But
that
as
we
far
use.
as the 2x4s and stuff to make all that stuff, it doesn't have to be fancy, and I don't think it needs to cost much.
So,
And then just a sign above it that says concession.
will you send me a picture or two of what you're thinking for
Absolutely,
the door?
I probably have it.
Yeah.
drawn
So
out
what you're
somewhere.
thinking for the door, and then I'm just gonna toss some things over to you. I am thinking about, and I want you guys to look at it on our way out as we're talking about doors. The other door that goes into the
That's my picture.
C. Yeah, that is
So
awesome.
doors
Yeah.
that open up at the bottom with maybe
Yes.
a counter,
Just
some
swing
type
open.
of
Yeah.
top, and then these doors fold close at the top.
Awesome.
Fold open and close, a little sign up at the top.
Like a
Okay,
accordion.
and then we want, yeah, so you got to talk about that here in a minute. If that wasn't on your list, you can mention it.
Alright.
And then see if we want to just do like a banner right now or if we want to
Yeah,
budget
I
that
think
for
we do
next year.
something simple this year.
So the door that, the creamish colored door that's next to the gates or whatever, I swear to you, there's no way that that's not like lead-based paint and all that stuff under the 47 layers of paint. I want to get that door replaced. It's just a metal door.
Yeah.
And we already started looking at them. It's a couple $100s to replace that door. And I already told you. So we did the tile floors one year. Each year since I've been here, we've just spent a little bit of money doing
concessions.
the basics. So this
I
year,
like it. I love it.
this year the thought is to change out the countertops in both bathrooms. I just left Menards and we budgeted $750 to do both of those. We don't think it's going to cost that. One of them was only $189 and the other one's a little bit, the girls' bathroom is going to be a little bit more. It looked like it was about $289. So, and then Brian would actually be the one to put those in. We'll just do it on a weekend or on a weekday that it's raining. As long as you guys are okay with doing those
Is the women's bathroom bigger because, or the counter bigger in like a baby changing
No.
area
No.
sense?
No.
No.
Okay.
To add that.
Because I was wondering, like, if we
It's
were
just 2 cents
renovating,
as opposed
okay.
to 1.
I was wondering, like, if we were
Yeah.
renovating, we may as well,
Yeah.
make both of
We
them because
can
dads
walk-
change diapers too. I mean,
We can walk in there and look to see if that is possible, if there is space, like if we got something that like full.
I'm sure
like,
we could.
yeah,
one
I
of
mean,
those
I have
koala things.
that,
yeah.
again. That's
Yeah.
one of.
Yep.
because I didn't know if we had. I don't remember if I saw
No.
one the last time I was in there. I didn't-
There is nothing. I mean, there is absolutely nothing, and we actually have something
Well-
on our concession list that I told him we needed to add, and it's for the girls' bathroom.
Yep.
So let's look at that too.
Yes.
But that was kind of my little 2 cents. So I need the door. What we think we would need to budget for that.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about for next year a fridge, a deep freezer, or do you want to talk about that
So-
this year?
Yeah, let's talk about it this year because then if we have one in there, we don't have to set it up every weekend.
Correct.
We just keep the sodas in there, and it's cold. We can also start selling ice cream if we have
Heck
a
yes.
refrigerator with a freezer.
And it's only going to be
So-
more expensive next year.
Do we just put a sign on it and explain to the lifeguards that this is a do not touch fridge and this
Yeah,
is
that,
for
that needs to be locked up during
Yeah.
the week because the concessions won't be in there because the vending machines will be outside now.
Or you
And
just
so
give
we
them
just- that
blockers
door-
to sweeten the deal.
Which store are you talking about? Not the one in between the two rooms.
No,
You're talking
I
about,
don't care about
the
that
one
one.
on the outside.
the one on the outside.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll look at it on our way out and I'll show you. Again, last year, each year we've spent about $1,000 in doing little
Right.
things to like spruce it up. We bought the, which is not up and running, so we'll have to figure out where the ball is for that. We got those last year for the, there is volleyball net and there is a tetherball. We do have some of that stuff. So we've just done a couple things each year. So I shouldn't put this on a record, but let's not use who it was. Somebody came in here this past week on Monday. I brought some of the police officers in here, and they said it was like stepping back in time.
Yes, it's true.
Just the way that nothing is really updated and all of that, and it is very true. So we're step by
I think I
step.
saw the character from The Sandlot hanging out front.
I have some big ideas, so they'll later on down the agenda.
You're not gonna. Oh, okay. It's still on. I love this agenda.
So
Okay, so go back to your
so I-
concessions. 12 to 5 Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Everyone
I
good
think,
on that?
I think that's
Okay.
perfect.
I skipped down to converting room. I think everyone's okay. So we need to see
Oh, it's
about a
on here.
refrigerator.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want
That's
just?
really it.
I think it needs to be just a. Are we good with just a full? Okay, so I have one of those black ones that I spent $999 on.
Uh-huh.
I don't know that we need double doors or whatever. So what about just the bigger version of that? Because that's too small.
That refrigerator?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. It doesn't
So
have to be too
like
huge.
800. I would assume it's gonna be somewhere
Yeah.
between 5 and 800.
Yeah.
Love that description.
I don't want a
Doesn't.
used one just because I know how that works.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write 500 to
It'd be easier to
800. I'll
padlock.
send you guys pictures of what I find. If you guys
Okay.
find something between Costco, Sam's Club, Home Depot.
Okay.
Where did I get mine from? I
Look
think I got mine at
for
Home Depot. No, I didn't. I got mine at Best Buy.
Okay.
We have tax exempt at Best Buy, Home Depot, and all of those.
You also could look for, does it have to be perfect? Look
The
at
dent place. I'm
Oh,
fine with dents. I'm
yeah.
just not fine
Yeah.
with used 5 years old
If
and then it.
it's not on the front, we can probably get
It's
a
gonna
nice
get
one for half the price.
yeah. For this location,
guys
I'm okay
see
with
one-
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, again, whoever wants to look for it.
Sometimes they sell them at
Maybe they have a scratch on them or something. They
Yeah.
can sell it for full price.
Well, yeah, sometimes even like a lot
We
of
need a
places will do
box
it.
to keep something cold.
Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
I
need
don't
to be
care about
beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we can, we
not
can
gonna be
buy
beautiful.
those little can holders to store all the sodas because make them really easy
Yeah.
to count.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I put 500 to 800 for the fridge, at least the fridge/freezer, and then again we can look at bigger deep freezers and all that kind of stuff next year, replacing that one. What are you thinking as far as what to add the doors to convert that just for this year? How much are you thinking those doors are going to be?
I think it's like $300. I don't think it's a ton.
I don't think so either.
And that
So
might
you
even be
figure
too much. Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, we
Come
can
down
we
here
can
and
always
paint 'em.
return the
Oh,
money
yeah.
in the next session or the
Yeah.
next.
Oh, it just stay. Well, again, if the way that
We'll
it
find
works
a use
is
for it,
the,
trust me.
you create a PO as close as you can for that. But if the money, you're going to probably have to appropriate. So, for example, if you appropriate the money for the fridge, the doors, all that kind of stuff, like there's already money in there to do the vanities and that kind of stuff. But let's say we want to do $1,500 for the fridge, the doors, the 2 doors or whatever. And then what we do with that is we actually do a PO for Home Depot for the doors, and it's X amount. And then we do the fridge at a different place, and that's X amount.
Okay.
Because what is it very expensive?
I know it is, but we don't need much. It's really just a couple 2x4s.
Yeah. And again, Brian's will be the
Yeah.
one, or, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I do like to point this out also. If anybody has building skills, and again, I'm not putting you two on the spot with it, because the part to that is Brian's hours. The thing that I do like to point out, he's part-time,
Yeah.
and we are battling his hours because we
Yeah.
do have,
Yeah.
my son helps do a lot of the landscaping in here. He was at the community building because Art's in the Park, so I had him pulling weeds and stuff down there.
Yeah.
Because Brian is out of hours and it's
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's because
I
he
know.
was here Sunday.
I know. Yeah.
So trying to get some of these things done on top of cutting grass, but we do have 2 great seasonal people that have been working in Tanner. So if we know when we're going to do it, I can always say, look, send the boys to go do this and you come down here. So just I think my problem is I want, like you probably, I want this done yesterday.
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so, and then the electrician, I would assume same thing. You're probably talking $300-400 for something like that. But he's really good, and I can see how busy he is to get an estimate from him.
Yeah.
Because right now they're basically using they're pulling. It's just pulled from inside that room.
Yeah.
That one
and
is.
and the power panel's just right here.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be
I
hard
don't think
to
it's
run
gonna
a
be hard at
line.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask.
Have you received any contacts from a Hal Howard? He's a
Oh, yeah.
teacher down on he said he had a kid or 2 in mind that might be good for that, maintenance and kind of chipper job kind of thing.
Okay.
Tell him to.
I told him to reach. I talked to him. I told him to
talked to him in
reach
a
out
while.
to you.
I know him. I've talked to him. I mean, he used to work with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I told him to reach
Name's
out to you, so I
familiar.
just wanted to see if that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about a POS system. I want to, because now here am I saying this on public record.
See, you sound like me
I know. I think we've had issues with that credit card. I know you got it working.
today. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a new one.
We're using 2 systems. We're using a credit card system and a cash register in the office. Speaking with some of the other people that run the front office, they said the Square card reader was much faster than. We already have an iPad that's for the pool. We have another one that's been floating around. I think we look at those Square POS systems. That's a complete register in one.
Okay.
It runs with an iPad. It's got a receipt printer. It's got a cash drawer on it. I think it will save the front desk people a lot of time because right now they're going through and going, how much cash did I take? How many memberships did I do? And I think it will all report
The
in
same.
that one system.
I'm
Because
good
I
with
think
that.
you put in there 10 pass,
Yeah.
single guest pass, membership, and it
just
will
point-
tally it all up.
So
You guys
again,
have those reports.
you guys
too.
are going to kill me for everything that I say on this. Do you want to try? And we just got that delivered today.
I know.
Oh, no, we didn't pay for it.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know.
So, and that rep is on vacation for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to try to implement this at the beginning of next season because we have the rest of the year, or do we want? And
So
don't kill them. I'm just
I know.
asking.
No. So
And do
here's
we
the
know
thing.
approximately how much it is?
They're without the iPad because we have them.
We
they're
have,
about
yeah.
$700
Okay.
each. Now, here's the
Lord, how
question. Here's
And could we use something
we could
like that?
potentially just get one right now and use it for merchandise
And then we
and test it out because their change is hard for some people, and I
Have
don't
it
know
ready
if
to go for
we
next
need,
year.
I don't know if we need that much change this year.
and that's
a lot.
and I'm
so
not. Yeah.
we can spend the summer setting up that other system so that we know how it would work,
Right.
and then
I'm-
using it for concessions. So it'd be
yeah,
another
that-
$700 to ask for.
Yeah, I mean, none of this is. It's
So-
a lot. It's a lot of different
Oh,
things,
no,
but none
'cause
of
you
it's
guys-
incredibly.
I haven't even gotten to these are low ticket items.
I
so
was gonna
far.
say because I've got a $3,000 to $5,000 ticket item here in a few. Okay, is yours
Like
more than
money-
me?
how many
I
times-
don't know. We're about to find out.
How many
We're
years have
about
I been
to-
saying this? Money is a tool.
It is.
Well,
It is.
here's
Use it.
here's the other parts that, and I say these to be politically correct. If I ever want to run again, we can replay this. No, the thing that I remind everybody is not everybody loves the pool.
That's true.
So when a lot of money is getting spent in one particular place, which everybody knows I am a fan of, we do just have to keep in mind that are there other projects that are being neglected because of this? And in my opinion, the answer is no.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
believe that there is. So one of the conversations, and I don't want to get too far into this, that I have already told finance, and I want you guys to be thinking about these things, and I've mentioned this already, and again, I'm going to say this probably 10 more times over the next couple months, is it would be nice for you guys to have like under council, like an account that basically is
Yes.
for signage, is
Yeah.
for
That would
things
be
that we
Absolutely.
need. Now, there's still a process. You
Yeah.
still
Right.
have to have it, the money has to be appropriate.
Yeah.
You still have to request a PO. You can't just
For these
say, I
events
want
and-
this,
right.
and nobody else in your committee is, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys know how that works. But
Right.
as far as that goes, that's going to be one of the things that I need you guys to start thinking about as well, a budget
Right.
for that.
Yeah, we're
because
we're
that's
planning.
something that
Yeah.
needs to be done, and it's not been done. I don't want to call it a rainy day, but more of like a marketing slash, council events type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that kind of goes with some of the things that we need to make sure that as we're talking about where do we put some of the money? I mean, there is money to do these particular projects. There are also a lot of things that, we want to see that's going to come out of the same thing. We had briefly talked about, let's just be honest, John's
Yep.
salary, the office staff salary. And this is public record, so I don't think, I'm almost positive only because I didn't look. I believe they make $11 an hour.
That's,
Yeah.
I'm
So I'm just merely pointing that out.
just saying
They-
we have money appropriated for other things.
They are residents, and that's why they do it. So in the event that they're no longer here, and same thing with John, I mean, if you're going to end up having to pay somebody else this particular, more money next year, why are we taking advantage of these people?
Exactly.
Correct.
Just because
Yeah.
they're willing to do it doesn't mean that this should be so. And that was something that Jason and I had talked a little bit about. And again, this
1000%.
needs to
Yeah.
take effect next year,
Yeah.
in my
I
opinion.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
wages have got to continue going up, or people can't
Oh, yeah.
survive in this.
No, you,
I
you
think-
absolutely can. And
yeah,
I
I
understand
think-
these are summer gigs for some of these
Yeah.
people, but
Right.
you're also on the verge of taking advantage of, these kids aren't even working for $10 an hour or
True.
$11 an hour.
True.
So why are we doing it to them?
True.
Right.
So I'm just saying, you guys are going to probably see that straight across the board with maintenance, with everything. So, in fairness, we have to be cautious as to what we're spending here, and here, because we know that we're going to need it here, and here, and hiring another person to do vending or concessions,
Yeah.
because it would be nice. I mean, again, I think it's great if we still continue, even if we hire somebody to come in and volunteer,
Right.
because people see us here. I mean, it's something that we want people to see us. We want people to know that we're not just sitting behind a table for 1 hour twice a month.
Right.
Well, 2 hours, and you're not, but people
Oh, we're
don't.
definitely not.
No,
We're
but people
definitely
don't
not.
see that.
Exactly.
I know.
Right.
People
I
don't
know.
see it.
Perception.
Yeah.
It. I get more people that say things down here than I do the rest of the entire year. So you get more, and if nothing else, you get a lot of people that will say thank you for your time and thank you for everything, and it makes you feel appreciated
Right.
on days like today when I went home and thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown.
Yep.
So
Okay.
just keep in mind that this is not the only thing that we're doing, but I do believe that we have the ability to do the things that you guys want to do. It's what do you want to do this year, and what do you guys want to budget for next year?
And we have some TIF funding that we could. TIF it has to benefit the MI section, so.
The
And it
pool is a
would.
great structure
Yes,
for that.
and the
Yeah.
pool is definitely right now. It's probably the biggest need. There's
I
not
agree.
many needs in the MI section right now.
And
Or-
again, you
or
see the
even
people here.
wants. Yeah.
You see the people here. I mean,
Yeah.
watching how many people
That's the
showed up
thing.
Tuesday
Yeah.
from 4 to 8. That was
Yeah.
a lot.
And we're just getting started.
I know.
So-
we are just getting. Can I talk about lockers? Is this the time?
I think you're going to talk
Absolutely,
about
go
everything
ahead.
because I'm going to talk about something totally different, but all pool related.
I think
We've. Yeah.
you brought this up, and I have thought about that. I go in there, and the lifeguards have their stuff in a pile.
yes.
Yeah.
They have whatever lunch they've brought thrown into that fridge. So the last thing we want to do is take up their space. But I think it just sets a good tone to give not just our lifeguards a place to securely place their items, but possibly have another set for, if you do have teams that show up. I'm not saying line a whole wall full, But I do think it's a good gesture, just as we make these changes, just the same as like raising wages. I think it's a good gesture to give
I do
them
too.
a secure spot to
think it
put
is
their
too.
items.
I absolutely do.
So, to me, that kind of falls under topic number 2, recommendations. Because honestly, we have quite a bit of land right here, and I know we're talking about possibly putting a maintenance building on this property.
Where would
have
that be?
All that.
We have all of this property back
Oh,
here.
all of that is ours.
All
too?
of that belongs to the pool and the park.
So obviously everything
Up to the
inside
fence
the
line.
fence. And then that is actually our property. I don't know how far JP's house goes back, but a majority of that is also ours.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
I don't know, again, I don't know
So
exactly
why
where it
wouldn't
is.
we do the maintenance thing over here with extra parking for all the?
I will tell you there is definite pushback already for that.
Yep.
Again, okay, I'm politically correct here.
I know.
You will get pushback anytime you're trying to put something in anybody's backyard.
Right.
That's literally the phrase, not in my backyard.
So-
NIMBYism.
And in respect to all of that,
what it's
that is
called.
already what
Right.
we are seeing and hearing. I do believe he has that only comes this way. It can't go out that way. But again, it doesn't mean that we can't put it over here. It doesn't mean one
Right.
person said, his idea is it needs to be inside here because it's locked. But the problem with having it inside here is it's difficult to get in and out. And we don't want somebody to accidentally leave this open in the middle of December.
And isn't the whole part of the maintenance shed of getting some of our driven capability equipment in that
Yes.
shed?
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the
And
ATVs and
potentially
stuff
a
like
plow
that.
if we have to start
Yes.
snowing our own snow.
Yeah, right now, we can't even like pull if a police cruiser gets a window damaged or something, we can't even pull it inside the garage because
Yeah.
luckily we now have that garage. That used to be the EMS.
Right.
We didn't
Yeah.
even have somewhere to store 2 lawnmowers. The only reason we
Yeah.
have the second lawnmower is because we finally have somewhere to put it.
Right.
But as of right now, even that garage is getting
Right.
that's a different topic. But
So I'm just wondering if we need to kind of meet with someone, a professional that can help us envision this space and make it efficient, and
so
because there's other things I think we could add here.
they have talked about like one of the big things. Okay, again, planning and zoning, believe it or not, does do a lot. I know that there's people that say that we, whatever. We have been here and we have talked about actual pickleball and how many courts we can actually put on different things because there has been some people that have interest in that.
Right.
We have talked about what else did we talk about here? We have talked about the shelter here. In fairness, we did
know.
talk about having a shelter here, and you go back to the same thing. If you put a shelter inside here, you can only use it if you're paying for the pool. If you put it outside of there, then again, it's outside of the pool. So there are different things. Now, it's also to say that you can have more than one.
Right.
True.
Right.
True.
So
I think we could. I think there's things that we could still add to the pool. I think we could add a splash pad area.
I love
I
that.
can see that. We need to
Especially-
get a slide fixed.
So-
Yeah, we need to get the
there-
slide going.
yes, because that's
Yeah,
been a complaint.
I know.
The splash pad, the reason that we didn't go, and this
I
is,
know.
because
Yeah,
this is what
'cause
we
the
needed
pump and
first.
all that stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
do
yeah.
believe we needed this first.
Yeah, yeah.
If you wanted to add that as a secondary, the thing that we found after talking to people that have them is the overall upkeep and maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
and the continual run of water, something to do with that. And as a secondary, I think it's fine. We went this way after doing a lot of research between the two.
I remember that.
So I'm not saying that it's not
Yeah.
it's not a good add-on.
I think the benefit, one of the benefits, is that it pulls some of the kids out of the pool and allows more people in the pool.
The smaller
And I
kids,
think
too.
that's- Yeah.
What
And I
about-
think that's an issue? Plus, every 45 minutes we tell them all to get out anyways.
And then they can go play
They
on
can
something
play
else.
in the splash pad. They're not,
Well, what about the mom with 3 kids? One of them don't want to swim no more.
right.
You know what I mean? It gives
Yeah.
it gives them something.
I think
gives them something
it
to do.
doesn't have to be huge, but I think we have some options.
Yeah.
I think we have some options for like
Lot of
some,
property.
maybe some gazebos or something.
What are those
like
big
that,
umbrellas we were
or-
talking
before
about?
I
July.
love that idea.
You remember
or-
those umbrellas we talked about, like shade chunks of the
yeah,
pool?
shade
Love
sails.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
they shade chunks of the pool,
Yep.
but not the whole thing.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
stand and be
I've
cool.
I've
I'm
looked
with
this
it.
stuff
Can you
up.
retract the sentence I just made it a few minutes ago? I was just kidding.
No. Shade sails. I think, and those type of things also can brighten the place up, add some color to it.
The
Yeah.
thing that a lot
Those
of
trees
people
are really nice too. We gotta
Yeah.
keep those around. Those are
the thing
100,
that a lot of
150-year-old
people
oaks.
do
Some
forget
some
is
more.
that
Yes,
I
plan
have
some
had
more.
people reach out to me and say, you know, do you have a really good place for, and don't take this wrong, I'm realizing it even more, like graduation parties and weddings and all of those types of things, which is the shelter part was one of the big. When we started looking at Taylor's graduation party last year, we did not want to do it at the community building, but we actually do not have one location that we can have a graduation party.
Stop, I'm getting to that.
Okay,
Calm-
and I'm thrilled because
No.
so, but as you start planning, you know, we've had people. So this is over by the lake, so I am going to say this because this is still community.
Yeah.
We have had a request, not from myself, but we have had. I personally, in 2.5 years, even during COVID, have had no less than 3 people reach out to me about having their wedding by the lake, and they would love it if we would do some sort of gazebo or something like that.
I think that's doable.
And one of them did end up
that's
having their
doable.
wedding there.
Yeah.
So just FYI.
I think that's doable.
Floating gazebo would be absolutely.
Yes,
that's-
I agree.
I think that's doable.
I agree.
Floating gazebo. That sounds fantastically
but
expensive.
I still think we should talk. I think we should just
I do
It's a
too.
nice
Yes.
have
Could be
someone
kind
just talk to us about it, right? And I don't know what that cost or who that person is, but
So the other thing that I will tell you is, you know, I think this is something with a lot of this does go back to the administration, that the administration is the ones that basically go and get the quotes and go and get a lot
Sure.
of that kind of stuff. But
Sure.
obviously you guys do too.
yeah.
One of the things that I feel we need to make sure that we are staying on top of is the maintenance garage and the actual needs versus wants, and coming up with a plan that way. And I'm just going to leave it at that for right now.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yep.
Tiffany and I are going to have different opinions on this.
Oh,
Maybe.
no. I like, again, I love having conversations like this.
New lounge chairs.
We're not going to have a different conversation, but let's see what we got.
I think we need to go with the commercial brands and not the Amazon brands.
And that's why I sent you those.
So I can't find, they are lower end. You know, you can buy $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
You know, these can easily go for $1,000.
Oh, I know.
I found some.
Yeah, what are
And
they
I
at?
shopped around.
And I'm not in
If
disagreement
you buy
because,
a quantity of them, 11 plus, they were about $230 for a chair.
okay. Because we had talked
Very
about.
similar looking to these.
Okay.
They come with a 2-year guarantee on the vinyl straps and a 5-year guarantee. It's either 5 or 10 year on the aluminum frame.
Okay.
Do
How hard are they to restrap? Does anybody know the answer to that? Because I am getting ready to order from Amazon, $26 for the vinyl, and I'm just going to do one just to see what in the world it does and see if Brian can actually fix them. When you guys get done, feel free to walk past how many are actually broken, missing 2 or 3
there's
straps.
ton. And on Monday when we were here, every single chair was gone.
By
Okay.
Every
before
single
2
chair.
o'clock. Actually,
And
that
we
was my
weren't
next
even-
question.
We weren't even at capacity at that point.
Yeah.
And the other thing you need to think about, if you're selling the premium and they are guaranteed chairs,
Yep.
yeah.
Right, and we don't.
Those are
they
going to
don't
have to
have
be
them when they come
hidden.
in.
Those are going to have to be hidden behind the shed. But just like I said, you're charging people $12 to get in and tell them to sit on the ground. And we
That's
don't even.
unacceptable.
So that's
Right.
also
Yeah, I agree.
unacceptable. So, and then you start thinking,
Well,
we've
someone
got
said,
some sitting back there, and then you go, so what do I do?
Someone told me at one point that we used to restrict them to those 18 and over.
I am in, okay.
So-
I don't know about, here's what I would say on that. I feel like it needs to be 16 and over, and only because I've always been a Tanner girl, and my daughter is 19, so she's fine. And Grace is 16. We bring her all the time, and all she does is lays out. So I feel like there should be maybe 16 and
Yeah.
over only, and I'm not saying
That's
that
fine.
because of
Yeah, yeah,
Grace.
yeah.
I just feel like a lot of girls that are 16 years old are coming with their girlfriends to lay
To
out.
tan and-
And maybe guys do too. I don't want to say that they're
Yeah.
not,
I
but
think if you can drive, you can.
yeah.
That's true.
It's fine. It's just a
But
conversation.
the
we could have.
6-year-olds shouldn't be. The mom with the four
Add a
kids
couple
under 10
umbrellas.
shouldn't have 5 chairs.
Pops of color.
Yeah.
And for
Well,
the
and
record,
these are not.
JC, it
change
actually
colors
on the
and everything
white,
on these.
like theirs are a little different. So they have white at the top and then whatever color. Theirs say in marker 18 years and older. They actually have it written on every single chair. I don't know about that, but I'm just saying it's written on all of their chairs. They are 18 and over. And no, I am not in disagreement. We kind of talked about trying to stay, like if we did $150, because that's kind of what we were talking about. So just figure out what if you do more than 11?
How many chairs
oh, no.
total do
Well-
we have right now?
Well, this says 24 plus. It's 223.20.
So there's no other break over that.
no,
Okay.
not at least on this site.
Okay.
And you can
So
It
our
shows the ugly
conversation,
color, but-
our conversation was trying to stay around under 5,000. How many does that do?
oh, see, I was thinking 10.
Well, again, that was a starter point.
Okay.
So we're not that far off.
So you see, you can change the color. So it has, and like I
I
said, they
would
have a
want,
pretty good guarantee.
I would want, only because this is me, something with the greens and cream. Now they can be all green, all cream, all something.
I wouldn't get the cream. It
Or-
looks weathered too quick.
Or
just
do
looks-
we start replacing, like you had already said, we started getting some blue chairs. I can show you those new ones because, again, the cream was too cream and those would have gotten dirty so fast. And that was the only ones of these particular ones. So I think when we do colors, we have to think about, do we want them to match all of these? Do we want to start going
I
with
think-
something else?
I'll
I
just
think
say it. How
let's
about gray?
start-
Gray
That's
doesn't.
what I
Gray
would-
doesn't carry dirt.
It's universal.
Let's
It goes
start
everywhere.
going somewhere else with them. Let's do clean and bright and
Works for-
And they don't
Oh,
have
I
to all
found
be
these
the same
fluorescent
color.
pink and yellow.
Ooh,
ones.
I like
lot
that.
of
Mix them.
pools.
I do.
I've
I
seen
do.
a lot of pools that kind of, you know, they
Mix
may
and match
be,
'em.
they may have the same frame and the same undertone on
But
one
just
of them,
different
but the strap, there could be one single strap that's different. Or, you know,
Yeah,
this one I
the
put
blue.
dark blue and white, but
Okay, how much, what is the weight limit on those ones? That was a concern. That was one of the big things I found on like the Amazon. They weren't going to work because there was over 200 pounds. I'm like, that's how many people?
That's a discount.
I
That
feel like that's
discounts
after I
a
ate 2
large-
cheeseburgers. Just kidding.
they weigh 20 pounds each.
Because most of them will say up to.
Something else I'd wonder about is, would it be worth keeping? I don't know. There's got to be 20 or 30 of these chairs that are still in serviceable condition we could keep back. in
No, here's what
reserve.
I would say. I mean, at this point, we can't do anything with these other than fix them because, like he's saying, if we only get 25 to 35, I mean, okay, well, you guys do what you're doing. I got something else to do.
Yeah, how many chairs do we have total?
It doesn't say, but I can always email them. And I
I'm
shopped
doing that.
around for this same brand. It's not under there.
One's from Antarctica.
And this place had it the least expensive. Now, we're not going to have them for the summer because it's 4 to 5 weeks to get them in.
Oh, everything's horrible
I
on
mean,
that.
it's just
I
not
think
going to
we should
happen.
Stay away
but,
from
I,
the cream and white, though.
but I think we,
Yeah, darker colors.
I
Bright,
think
but
we
darker.
need to. Well, and I don't want too. I think too dark.
That'd make them hot
the
too.
bleach fades them and things like that. They start
And they
to
get too
weathered
hot in
too,
the sun.
So you need kind of that
that's
happy
true.
medium. But I think we spend 10,000 a year.
Oh my God, we're not replacing all these. I'm at 105 already.
Yeah. Yeah. So let.
We've got at least 120.
120, and it was how much per?
234.
So I'm saying you're going to have to keep. There's no reason to get rid of these this season. We just
No.
keep bringing them in.
That's over $23,000. Just
But eventually, I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to have to.
yeah.
Like if we do 25% this year, 25%, or 25 or 30, or whatever this year, and then again appropriate what we need next year. But we had talked about potentially 20 chairs plus the. Do you want to get the premium chairs different?
So that's the,
We could. Well,
I
if
think
we
you
can.
do because you won't be able to tell the difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did too.
If we if we can appropriate
Pillow
10,000
right there.
I know.
No, I'm serious. We got to find something.
Okay. If we put 10,000, that's about 41 chairs.
Yeah.
I know they're not cheap,
Yes.
but that's the
But you
cost
don't
of having
replace
a pool.
them.
do 30 regular
Oh.
and 10 premium.
Well, all of them can be the premium, and then
So you're gonna okay, but my thought
I mean, we
on
can
that
just
is-
say these are premium, and then if we have extra, we have extra.
But my thing is you're gonna have people that are coming in here and saying, "Oh, we didn't pay $500 for our membership, so you're giving me the crappy chair."
These to me are very similar.
I mean, I can hear
there's-
someone saying that,
yeah,
right?
They're similar. They're just new.
It'll
They'll
happen.
Just be new.
Yeah.
It will happen.
And we're replacing the.
It'll be
to me,
them.
the goal is we spend 10,000 a year for the next couple of years, and we replace them all.
Look
Yeah.
how much land, like you said, even if we have a splash pad, I mean, we got plenty of places for people.
Exactly.
I think we had talked about this a little bit. That's why I'm not in disagreement with you. You know, you're asking people to pay $285 on average. I'm
Right.
just doing average here. you have this entire new section that you're trying to get those people to come to the pool. The last thing you want is for them to go, I came to the pool, but all the chairs, I fell through them, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
Why am I
right.
going to come there? The concessions stink, the bathrooms are ugly, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because these are the things that when I
Yeah.
go somewhere,
You look
this
at.
this determines, am I going to buy a membership or am I going to go somewhere else?
So true.
And
So
starting next year, don't we have about 115 extra in the TIF fund a
after
year?
the payments,
So,
after the payments.
that we kind of have some money there.
115,000. Yes.
So why can't we spend 10,000 a year for?
$115,000 a year extra. We could.
But
There's
don't
so much.
forget, we're raising salaries too.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yes, and that needs to happen. There
Yeah, but that
needs to
can't go
be
towards
a
salaries.
significant
No, but I'm saying
increase.
if that's going to
I'm
have
just-
to come from somewhere.
I'm just
Oh,
saying
I
that
totally
money's
agree.
there.
I
I
think
think the money's there and we can spend
I'm on
it.
recording saying this, and I hate this every time I say it, but no, I'm not in disagreement
Okay.
in supporting the pool only because this pool has so much potential. Jason actually got to witness that on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
This pool has so much more potential than anybody gives it credit for.
I completely
And
agree.
I think, with
We're already up to.
really good lifeguards and
11,
really good
1800.
everything that we have, there's
I haven't even got the big ticket item.
When we get to the
I know.
big ticket item, that was a little ticket item.
That was the little ticket item.
okay. I gotta go pee first.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. I don't even. You guys start on that. I'm gonna come
Okay,
back.
go. Let me hear it.
All right, do it.
Okay.
What's the number? What's the object? What's the
Here's-
number?
Okay.
What?
This building needs to be replaced, right? It needs to be
There's
replaced.
a big ticket item.
There was the number.
It's a big ticket item. Now, and I told this to Tiffany already, out of all the projects that we've talked about spending the TIF loan on, the one that I feel like is a little iffy towards it benefits the MI section is the connector. That's the only one I'm like, does it really benefit? Yeah, we can walk over to that side, but I don't know. That one's the one that's questionable to me.
Okay.
So we have that's potentially, and it's a discussion, right? We discuss it as a
Yeah.
council.
Yeah.
It's just a recommendation that I'd like to bring up. I think we can spend it on this. I am also thinking we have the money set aside for the shelter, and we make a extremely large building. Where's my drawing? It's on this one. Nikki, why are you doing that?
No, I'm just reading.
Okay. We make a big building that has the new restrooms and office and a space on this side with big garage doors that open up, the little concession area / kitchen. And this can be an event space. It would have garage doors on both sides. Like glass garage doors.
That is.
And
Oh
then
my
we have a
goodness.
place to rent out. This would be the shelter space. We could even put a stage at the end of it. And this probably needs to be reconfigured because there's no bathrooms. We might need to switch them around.
There's no lifeguard.
But
place.
we go from the
Wow.
kiddie pool all the way down and put a giant building. We have the money for this part already set aside. And if we add into this, it might not be too bad.
Well, now we have the money. We have all this money to do stuff with.
To
That.
do
know.
stuff with it.
I mean, yeah, the connector is a good idea, but I think this is a. There's an argument to be made about the connector versus this benefiting the MI
Right,
section.
right.
I would probably fall on the side of this.
Yeah.
Not
So-
that the connector's
so
not a
again,
completely
rough-
valuable thing.
rough
Correct.
idea.
I agree.
Rough idea, but
100%.
honestly, I think restrooms probably need to be over here. So because you would need them for the event space, you wouldn't want people to. But
Yeah, it's all.
we could rent this out. Weddings, graduations. They could have access to both the pool
Or this
not.
stuff over here and move the office.
Yeah. Yep.
You know. I
We
mean,
could even open up the garage doors on both sides and have something that goes all the way through. And
That's definitely a.
so I know that's why I said I'm throwing a monkey wrench in what we've been talking
But
about.
you don't have any place for lifeguards
Well,
and
look,
staff.
an office can be
Office.
configured correctly that it has
Have
space.
a little area for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
And then we could get lockers in here and
Yeah.
outdoor showers. So there's lots of things that could, I think there needs to be a family restroom. So
Yes.
this would
I
probably
agree.
need to be reconfigured.
100%.
Yeah.
If, like I said, the concession stand can be a kitchen that works the event space too, right? So it
Yes.
has an oven, it has a stove. This becomes a little more of a multi-use building than just a summer building.
And it's also going to bring in rental, and not that that's why you're doing it,
Oh, barn design.
but it would also
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it could. The other thing that I just said to Tiffany the other day, I would love if we had something in the community that was reminiscent of the amusement park that was here. Something that, and there's
This
that
would be the
one-
perfect place for it.
There's that one structure, and I don't know what it was, but it was a
the
really
ballroom.
tall, skinny building with kind of some peaks on it. That it's on our website somewhere under the community, and just it doesn't have to look like
Robert
that
and Dan have
exactly.
a lot of stuff from the
But-
store.
I have the best news ever.
What's that?
We already have a baby changing table in there.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay, so cross that off your list. So now you can
Okay.
hit me with it.
You ready?
Am I gonna have a heart attack?
Why?
Okay, here we
Sit
go.
on the ground.
Okay.
Why would you? What's going on?
I see a design.
Yes.
I'm good.
So you know, I think we
that's
need
why.
a new. I think this building needs to be
Oh
replaced.
shoot, that's an understatement.
I think I also
End of July.
we've also talked about a shelter.
Yes.
What if we do a combined space, and we can use this as an event space? So I saying put garage doors on both sides. They can open up. We can go both ways. This is just rough. This
No,
is
that's
not an office concession that would work. That a kitchen, basically a full kitchen.
So, no, I'm not in disagreement. The one thing, whether we do it with the maintenance or to this, to having one more extra that we would price out
Okay.
for MPCA.
Oh yeah.
Because if we're already doing it,
Yeah.
it might only cost another $8,000
Right.
to $10,000 for another garage.
Right.
And they
But-
need
And it would
something
match,
for it.
and it wouldn't
Yes.
just be some random thing thrown in the middle
Right.
of somewhere like we continually
Right.
have.
So
Yeah.
basically,
That's
basically
nice.
it
I
can
do
go
like
from
that.
where the kiddie pool is all the way down to the end of the property.
Oh yeah.
A whole
Oh
new
no,
building.
that's not.
And
no.
so this is paid for by our shelter money. We just have to figure out how to do this. That's my
And
recommendation.
I would tell you, I would go for that. And I like again, don't come to me and say you don't want this. Come to me and say I don't want this because this is what we should do now, and that could be done later.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other thing, and I've never said anything different with this because I'd rather have that first. If we do a shelter over at the other location, maybe we scale it back 75. Maybe we just do it to where there's
Yeah.
2 picnic tables or
Yeah.
something along that line.
But you
don't
were
need
talking
I
about
love that
graduation
idea.
space, wedding
Yeah.
space.
Yes.
You keep
Well-
do an open concept, right? Tall ceilings.
Yeah,
just
it can be
open
designed
roof.
however they want.
Bring all
You-
those historical things,
Yeah.
the items.
You
decorate
start
the walls with
realizing
it,
what the
bring it in,
village
yeah.
doesn't have and what would be so nice when everybody's like, I used to do this, I used to do this, but like again for this weekend, or not for this weekend, but there is absolutely nowhere for us to have an event for
Right.
somebody that is not to be dumb, but yeah,
Right.
we could have done a country club or we could have done something like that, but we were like, it would actually be kind of cool to have it, and then you look
Yeah.
at this place and then you start going, do I really want this? Because I'm not high maintenance and I'm not this or that, but the amount of money that we're going to end up spending to like make this work,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Right.
I
We
get
should
it.
have something that residents
agree.
can actually come and be like not embarrassed to have. Like I always say, little Billy's birthday party.
Right.
Like, why can't we have somewhere?
Billy's got to be like 40 years old.
I was
Billy
thinking
is
the
gonna
exact
be,
same thing.
Billy is. He's
Yeah.
got to be. So,
thought they were like
no,
60
I
or
don't.
70, like-
Still Medicare.
So not yeah. So yeah, this is something
This
that's
was my
not gonna.
big ticket.
So
I think it's
I mean, if
awesome.
you can have it done in 2 months, I would really appreciate it because
That's not
the
gonna
white
happen.
tents that I have to buy.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't
not gonna
have
happen. I
anywhere.
know.
I'm going to buy these big, huge white tents, and I'm going to return them if I don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plan because I don't have another option.
Right. I think
No
if you
one
would
does.
do this part too. I wouldn't, because he's talking about this
But
is
to
for
have
your
the
park.
MVCA on one
park
of
Oh
those.
no.
I think that if you did that for there and then you wrapped it around and then that was like the maintenance building.
I stopped that. I
And then-
changed my mind on that. I was thinking we could use it to store the equipment, but now I've changed
don't
my
want
mind
to
on
do
it
that.
because I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about the shelter.
Yeah, I like
and
outsource it to the
replacing
MPCA.
the shelter over
I
here.
love that.
So the only
I
other
like
thing that you
outsource
could
the-
do would be like really
They need it.
random.
They really
So
need
like
it really
if, like
bad.
you said,
Well,
you
yeah,
start
like you
that
said, we
there
could have
and you
two
go
identical
further
things
down.
Uh-huh.
built
And then if
over
you
there
went
or
even
whatever, and one
further
for
down,
MPCA, one for
and
us, perfect.
this is kind of
I
weird,
love
but
it.
almost like a strip mall type place,
Yeah.
then you have the maintenance connected, but even further,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
like way down. I understand that that's the gate, but does
Yeah.
that have to be where the gate is?
No.
We could move the
No.
gate somewhere else.
I
Right.
like the idea of
Think about it,
MPCA
all of it
and
together.
our maintenance stuff being
And I don't
in the
know.
same
I mean,
bundle.
I'm like
I think
you.
that would save money.
I love this, but do we just keep adding?
Yeah.
Do we just keep
This is
adding instead of
awesome.
having? Because I feel like if you've got electric over here and water over here, and then you have all the stuff is already here, if you combined all of this, and again, just keep going with it,
Yeah.
you could have that like taller with like again, you don't want it to look. The only concern that I would have with this, not with this, doing it my way, is if the garage doors and everything are down, that's great, but does it take away from anything? We just have to make sure it's kept up. That part of it's kept up.
Yeah.
So
But during the summer, you open them up from the inside, right?
Uh-huh.
And people, you put picnic tables in there. People can have their lunch during
I
the
like
hot
that a
part of the
lot.
summer, because this is, if you do it right, this space is probably heated and air conditioned,
oh yeah.
and you could even close the doors and say, hey,
Moms with
come in
babies.
and cool down for a minute.
Well, and that goes.
if you're going to use it as an event space, then
But that's what is going to go along with the other stuff that you guys have talked about. That you guys have talked about till you're crazy. If you start selling other stuff, eventually, and you have different permits.
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is all going to pay for itself.
Because
I mean,
100%.
It would in the long term.
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know how many you could sell.
All
Well,
day.
it's already on record. If we get a liquor license,
Yeah.
That would
and
be. I think it would be amazing.
And we have it's
I think
already
most
on record.
residents would be amped up for
Heck,
it.
I'd
So
start
I
coming
think-
But if we
down.
had a liquor
100%.
license
Sign
and
me up for
events,
Saturday and
we
Sunday.
could say, hey, the bartender
Yeah,
costs
you have
this
to be
much.
sober enough to,
all this other
sell
stuff.
things.
We have a liquor license.
We already
Here's
do
the
it
price.
we already do it for depending on what type of event
Yeah.
it is. You rent. I mean, we have a police cruiser. We have
Right.
all the depending on what it is.
Yep.
We require it. I
Imagine
mean, so
us
having
having this space for when we did the cookout this past weekend, where people on the
Oh,
outside.
You don't have to sell me on it.
Yeah.
No, I think
It would've
it's-
been
And,
fantastic.
and just
really
so you
good
know,
point.
we're like you said, we've already got almost $100,000 that we can start with this.
Seriously.
Yep.
That's
That's what the
awesome.
shelter would have been over there. But if we could actually do something like this, it would make sense. And don't take away the fact that I still think there needs to be something for like
I
the
don't
little birthday.
disagree.
But
Picnic
let me
Are you
ask
saying like
this.
a basketball court
that
shelter?
will. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's my only logistic thing thinking, because
Go.
obviously you could use this year round.
Yeah.
Can you get into it from this way and this way?
Yeah. Doors on both sides. Garage doors on both sides.
If there's an event going on that is not okay, let's say it's Tuesday and Billy wants to have his birthday party, but they're not coming to the pool.
77.
We could
Just
close
close
the back
those.
doors
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
and just say, and we
Yeah.
could lock them
Private
from
event.
private event, and just we could not. I don't want to say lock them out, but technically we would be locking them out of the pool, or we would be opening it to invite whatever
Right.
that. Because again, if people come here and have birthday parties all the time,
right.
so if they were doing that, they're paying for people to get in.
Exactly.
Correct.
So once they're in, they could use the space and do all that.
Yep.
I do like the idea
Yeah.
of bringing some of the old amusement park design back to the
Uh-huh.
movie.
Yeah. I'd love to see something that kind of.
I'm not going to fight over, the exact design, but I love the theme. I
Well,
love the
because
idea
none
of
of we're not
expanding opportunities of
designers.
services
yeah.
here.
I'm not a designer. I'm just a concept person.
As long as we don't have a full line of windows right there.
Right. Right.
Now that is a cost-saving measure that would be.
Okay.
That was my comical.
So.
It's as funny as I get.
I knew
So. Do we talk about this Saturday?
We could get blinds though.
Do we talk about this
$7.
Saturday at the
Drop down curtain.
Oh yeah.
At our,
oh yeah. Like it's not gonna
work
work for
session.
me, but yeah. I mean, if we can start getting bids, if we can start. Okay. Something like this, timing wise, let's leave money issues out of it. Whether or not we can tap into some of the TIF money that's already, this and that, because a lot of those things we're using it for walking past, we're using it for this, we're using it for that. So I don't know that we can use any of that. The 100 and whatever thousand that we know we're going to have left over, there you go. Plus, we could also pay it back next year. I don't know how any of that works, but if we decided tomorrow, Saturday, we want to move forward on this, obviously we're going to have to get together with maybe Ted, the architect, to put together just like we did down there.
Yeah.
And because it's
That's what I was
over,
about to say. Can you not use the same people that did the community?
yes, because, well, I assume, and only because as long as his fee is under the $50,000, like, I don't know if they're going to make us put out for a request for proposal again. If we don't have to, and that's why this is great to talk to Jesse. If we don't have to do that, we won't have to interview, because let's just be honest, we already did all of that, and we picked this person because we felt like they were the ones that
Right.
That'd be
Yeah,
great at saving
so
time and money. I'm
great
with ya.
great at saving time and money, and maybe we could get a little bit of a whatever using them. But they're going to put together the design. They'll probably put in 3 designs. They'll bring them to us with approximate. It has to go out to bid for probably 4 to 6 weeks before you can even start on it. So if you said tomorrow, on Saturday, we have to get legislation put together to pay Garmin Miller. We would have to, if we aren't waiving readings, that's 3 readings, 30 days,
Right.
yada, yada, yada. I mean, you're July, August, before we can even let him start on it.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying you guys, we couldn't add a meeting or, do certain things. I'm just saying
Is
this
Jeff-
could be done if we start now before we open next year.
Is Jesse going to be at
Yes.
Saturday's meeting? Okay. So we can discuss it then.
I mean, you figure we only have until
do
May.
we have an agenda already for
I
Saturday?
want to add something to it.
We
I don't think we
No?
really do
Okay.
one.
So I'll just bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my big one. That's it. And that's
I like that.
all of
Here's what
my-
I would say. I would do that before I even bought any more chairs. I'd buy 10 chairs just to have that done.
Wow.
By $10,000 compared to.
Yeah.
And there's no reason. I mean, look, there's no reason that we can't. In the meantime,
We need the chairs.
make the shelter down
We
in
need
the
the
basketball
chairs.
court area too.
Right.
No, and I mean, again, if you had something big like this, and you really did, you could get away with, I don't want to say like a barn type thing, but just something that has 2
Yeah.
picnic tables with something over
That's
top
it.
of it,
Yeah.
and that's it. You don't
Yeah,
have to
right.
do. And the only difference is it's triple the size as the other one. It's more 6 picnic tables and the overhang instead of just something little.
Yeah, just do
Just
something.
need like,
little.
you don't need that big.
No.
Just need like 3.
3's fine. Again, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just pick.
It was just, this is where we're putting, none of that has been discussed.
It
We
has
have
not been brought up to council yet.
No.
So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No.
But this will be brought up to council.
You're learning
I mean,
about it
here's
before
what I
half
would
of the
say.
council.
I mean, I know everybody. I know that
No.
there is a certain person
Well, I
that
knew
says
about it.
I bring me a solution to
Right.
what you don't want to do,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's it.
That's
Right.
it.
And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Okay. Let's talk about diversity week. Okay.
You are ready for a nap after that week. Wait, I'm not
7.5
done.
hours
I'm actually
of
not
video
done.
editing
The
today.
pool. Okay. Go.
No, we're not done.
Go,
This is
go,
going to
go.
be simple. We'll talk about who's going to do Saturday and Sunday, but here was the final question that you and I had.
Yeah.
All the buns are going to expire.
Oh, yeah,
Do we
yeah,
want
yeah.
to do
On Saturday.
or Sunday?
Or Sunday.
But let me look at weather. That can obviously change.
Weekend's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be. I think during the week it's supposed to rain.
So this
Sunday's
weekend
going to be
we're talking.
81,
We
and
just have
Saturday
so many left over. We want to try.
Like
to
hamburgers
use
and
them
hot
up.
dogs?
Yeah.
leftover.
I can
meaning
come down here this weekend, help out with that.
that's my question. We wanted to pick a weekend that we thought we would have more hands-on. So if you tell us that you could work this weekend, this
Arts in the
weekend is
Park.
actually
Oh, we
better.
have Arts in the Park.
Arts in the Park.
Yeah, I can help with that. I
At what,
bet.
2 to 6?
Yeah, I'm gone at 4.
Yeah.
And then we have the weekend of the 11th, and that's Father's Day weekend.
Well, the 19th weekend
So
is mine.
what about, do we just do Sunday? Sunday's going to be the nicer day.
Sunday would be fine.
I would love, again,
That wouldn't hurt it. Yeah, Sunday's fine. I'll be around.
I'll be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more likely.
I'll
I'll be
even-
here Saturday and Sunday, but we could do the advertisement for the cookout on Sunday,
Right.
and if you can help cook or do whatever, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
because again, here's
I'll
the
make some
issue.
hamburgers. All I want is a hamburger.
The issue is you need 1 to 2 people to man the
Yeah.
concessions, 1 or 2 to do that, and it is a lot of work to set up now. If we have the people, I still don't know what to do. Do we just do exactly what we did the last time?
I think you do, yeah.
I'm wondering if he gets.
But are you going to do it? at
Oh,
the
you're
beginning?
right. You know what? I mean, I can. Okay, if we have enough. If we got a fridge before, that would have really helped with. So did you guys have a solution? Because the reason that we did it down there is because all of the coolers were down there. Everything is down there. If we have the coolers down here, then they're not buying concessions there. We're only doing inside the pool.
Yeah. We're just doing it inside the pool.
That's what I was going to ask. You doing it at the pool, or are you going to do
So
it
we'll
at
just
our-
bring
Yeah.
our small pop-up
community
tent
room.
That's all we're doing.
and cook
we
into there,
are,
and we'll do the rest under there.
well, we don't even have to cook out there. We could cook out in here
Right.
in the middle.
Right.
And like you said, yeah. Because
know.
this isn't
Yeah.
I said I'd do it last week, but I didn't. I
Okay.
forgot my sister's
So
wedding.
Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday?
What time? Because it needs advertised.
1 to
4.
4?
Mhm.
Okay.
I won't be here to 2.
Okay.
I might
just-
be able to
you're-
help. It just depends. I gotta get these
You're okay.
videos.
You've helped a lot.
Yeah.
I
I know.
just
You're okay.
You get a free pass.
Yeah.
David
no,
does
you
not get a
have
free
done
pass.
a lot of
I
help.
know, I already
so
used mine.
I don't.
He used
feel
his free pass
pressured
for a
to
wedding
help.
or something stupid. I don't even know.
Don't
Just
feel
kidding.
pressured.
Don't tell your sister I said
I
that.
was like, I'm going to. I'm just
Okay,
helping the
was
wife
that
and
it
help
at the pool?
grill.
And
That was it.
And by
That was
the
it.
way, I asked John to make me a list of things that he would like for the pool, things changed or updated or whatever.
Perfect.
So
Um,
I've not seen it.
They
yet.
got these chairs well over 10 years ago. He said they already have the straps. Once we figure out how to do it, we will figure it out. So the
All right,
straps is
let's figure it
definitely already done. They're well over 10 years old. They got a heck of a deal because I forgot
What was
about
it
this.
closing Worthington.
Westerville Athletic Club.
Oh, that's what it was.
So
Yeah.
it was Westerville Athletic Club. I asked him if he had a recommendation of where we could get more chairs. He seems to think that we really that Monday was a fluke. So maybe we wait 7 days just to see. We have to get the
It's
premium
going to
ones.
take 4 to 5 weeks just to get them in. So we're not going to have them really for the summer.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna need them anyway.
yeah.
What time do I need to be here on Sunday?
12:15
12:15 here
at
on
the latest.
To get set up and
Because it's going to take
Yeah.
about a good 30 minutes.
Actually, 12.
12.
you can-
12.
You can.
I will be here probably 11:30 just to lay out if it's
Right.
nice.
Guess what? I wanted to say, I live. You know where that field ends?
We'll come.
I live in the
we're
condo
gonna come-
buildings right
I know
there.
where you live, and
Yeah,
we're gonna come
okay.
find you.
All right, you're
Just
close.
teasing.
I should have walked here, frankly.
Yeah, you should have saved your gas money.
I know.
All right. Diversity week.
I'm done.
We ready for diversity week?
Yes.
Because it
Except-
starts this week.
Do we need to wait till she comes since this is her baby too, in case she's got?
Yeah.
Well, then I will throw in. I would like to have everybody start thinking about budget for the pool for next year
Uh-huh.
as far as merchandise goes. Because we have had people talk about T-shirts, we've had people talk about towels,
Mm-hmm.
we've had a lot of that kind of stuff. Each year, obviously, if we still have the koozies, we can sell
Yeah.
them next year. It doesn't
Right,
hurt.
right.
So it would be nice if each year we added 2 or 3
Absolutely.
different things to, if we're going to continue to do it.
I 110,000% agree.
Perfect.
I don't know what that. I just made that up. Okay. Diversity week.
Am I gonna
Ready?
be able to draft the wife?
Requested.
I don't think she's doing anything on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay,
I can't
we'll figure it
promise.
out.
That is something that's doable, and here's what I said about that, and this is, I'm just going to say this. It would, because we won't get them until later in the season, and we have a lot of lifeguards that may not even be here next year, that is also something I would like for you to put on your list for, like, once John gets them hired in April, May, that we start getting their sizes, and we get them ordered before Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
We still need to pay for their lifeguard schooling too. That is.
And, yeah, I
I'm
mean,
going to
there's-
keep on
We
that
do.
topic.
So,
Yeah, I agree.
we haven't also had this, but maybe we need like a pool meeting in October,
Yes.
and then again in December.
Yes.
And that's the thing that again you weren't
Yeah.
here yet.
Right. Oh, I know.
So,
Yeah,
and
I
we
get
but
it.
we haven't done that in the past.
No, I know.
We just we didn't
We
have
are,
this
yeah.
much going on.
Talk about
Yeah.
lifeguards
You attract
and
workers by being attractive.
we don't need to
To
talk
work.
about it. We can just be done. Okay, diversity week. So we're gonna start Saturday with Arts in the Park, right?
correct.
We have a coloring table,
Yes,
and
with a whole bunch
and we
of
I saw where the
seeds.
tent is going. Did you see
Yeah,
where the
that's
tent's
Sunday.
Where
going?
Sarah?
Yeah.
But
I
was
it's
looking
out
for
in the
something to
front,
do.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And you're going to be in the
had a good
inside.
time. We
No,
actually
there's a
did.
party going on inside, so
So
I
where
will
will
be
you?
outside with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
so
promise.
I
might
got
be able
an
to snag the wife
extra
into this or
2
something.
things.
What are
Again,
two
like,
things?
Two
Tables?
tablecloths,
Okay.
and I got
Come
card
and
tables.
hand
Will
out.
that be enough?
Yes,
You
it'll
just
be fine.
need 2?
Yeah, that will be fine.
She might
The
want a hot
banner
dog in
arrived
exchange for an
today.
afternoon.
I have
think
not
that's the word.
seen it.
We'll be together then.
I didn't want to get it dirty, so I left it in there.
Okay.
We already had the paint.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe a 5-gallon bucket of water with, to wash
Can
your
we
hands
just
off
use
with
like
or
one of those
something,
Home
or-
Depot buckets?
Yeah.
Yes.
We got this.
Yeah,
And a couple
And
rolls
then-
of paper
and
towels.
Just
straight
remind us.
towels or some wipes or something like that, right?
Wipes
to
actually
wipe
would
your
be
hands
I
better.
off.
believe they're behind. We got plenty of paper towels.
Okay.
I'll verify when I get down there, but we should have plenty of paper towels. And the other thing is the 5-gallon bucket should be right behind the shed.
Okay.
They're either green or orange. I can't remember which
Okay,
ones are
that
back
works.
there. So
And then maybe I'll see if I can find some of those foam brushes so that people,
Can
instead
scrub.
of just dipping your hand in it, maybe we just
yeah.
use
That's
the
what you're gonna
brush
save
because
paint.
you're not going
Yes.
to put a ton
Good
of
idea.
paint
And
on
let's
it.
see
then.
if we can't get a couple of things of baby wipes. That
Yes.
might be easier to wipe hands off.
Yeah.
Um,
So, maybe what? So I got
and
that,
that's for
trash
Saturday. I
can.
don't know if we could do an Amazon first thing in the morning.
And I
have
got like 200 things of seeds that I got.
Those
this-
are
Oh,
so
yes.
cute.
Aren't they cute?
Yep.
And it has the little sign on them that says Village of Minerva Park. We grow so much better together.
Mm-hmm.
The kids can pick whatever seeds they want.
Yep.
Can I pick some?
We have
yes.
we have the crayons.
Love it.
So I think we're good for Saturday. Here's one thing I wanted to ask you about. With the backdrop, I think it would be cool if every day we took a picture of it and posted
Each
the
day.
progress
Yes.
I love
of
that.
how it goes.
I love
The
that.
other
love
thing
that.
I was thinking
I'm
of
gonna timber
is
some trees.
maybe we have it down here at the pool instead of at the
when?
community building.
More
During
people
the
would be
rest
at the
of the
pool,
week.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, during the rest of the week.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
Because I think it's something we do all week long.
Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe we do it just during the evening. I don't know, but
why wouldn't
mean,
we have
we've
it at
been
the
coming
community
down.
building during the office hours?
we can have it in the
But is
community
that something
building,
that
right?
Barb's going to get overwhelmed with?
I don't know.
I don't imagine 75 kids saying, "Let me in."
No.
My handprint. It's got to go on that wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't want to.
Here's what I would say. Well, I'm
going
going to say it two ways. If they come down to the community, and I'm not saying that we're not doing this for. Are we doing this more as a Minerva Park resident kid
Yes.
thing?
No.
If you bring
No,
it down,
all
okay.
the way
No.
around.
Because
It's
if you bring
everyone.
it down here, it's going to be
I know. we
neighborhood
can-
kids. So that would be the only
Yeah.
difference.
It's
I
fine.
see.
I don't care I don't really care if it's not people in the neighborhood, but
But if
it
we
is
brought it
about the
down here
neighborhood.
Sunday, can you imagine how many handprints you would have
Exactly.
on here Sunday?
And I think that's the
And-
cool thing.
But you also may have it so full. I'm just saying I don't.
We can
know.
make a second
Arts
one,
in the
can't
Park,
we?
I,
I mean-
don't think you're going to see as many kids as
I
I
don't
don't
think so.
remember
Right.
seeing very many
Right.
kids. But I think if you brought it down here Sunday, I mean, you saw how many kids are at the pool, and
Exactly.
I think kids would get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
It would also be kind of fun if you got some older kids and from the small all the way up.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we
moms and
can
dads and
volunteer a
everyone
couple
needs
of the 15-year-olds to do
Yeah.
it or not.
No, everyone needs to
Yeah,
do it.
mom, dads, all that.
I'm signing it. I'm putting my
I'm
handprint
going
on
to.
it. So
So
I'm
I think
encouraging all
depending
my
on how
friends
big
and
this is,
neighbors.
I think you guys will be surprised if you brought it down here for a day or
Uh-huh.
two. You might be done with it.
I think it will look pretty cool. I did order
Yeah.
a stand for it. That will be on Saturday, so we can actually.
I'm excited.
We could actually
Our
put it
signs
up
look
in the
awesome.
community room if we wanted to.
Well, and I think once the new one's done, that's where I would love to see
It
Yeah.
would be
And
awesome.
if we did them each year,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
having it say like,
Yeah.
you know, Diversity Week,
2022,
2022, 20.
And that's why we did the signs when we ordered signs. They don't have a date on them, so we
Right.
can use them. We're going to
Oh.
stay with the colored handprint.
Right.
Again,
I love
that's
it.
going
I
to be
think
the
it's
logo.
fantastic. So.
There's so many good things starting
I
here.
love it.
I'm just so happy. I'm just
So the
thrilled to be
biggest
working with
thing,
you guys.
I think
Like,
the
this-
only thing anybody's
I
worried
know, I'm
about
excited.
is making sure that, and I don't know how to nicely say it, is first year everybody is super excited to get in and do this and this and this and
I
this.
know.
So don't overextend yourself to where you
You're
don't
burnt
want,
out.
or you're burned out.
Well,
because-
honestly, what
Cover!
I know.
I think
Remember,
what we do
his bed
is
was in my car. Her bed's in my car.
I think we play off of the excitement of the week and we see if there's people that would like to volunteer
Yeah.
to be on a subcommittee that takes care of it for next year.
How about
and we
members of the
started
community at
immediately.
large too?
Right.
Right? Let's not wait.
No, and I think that's the big thing is waiting. With you guys not being able to start, and that was the hard part for me
I
the
know.
first year I did it. I mean, I
Yeah.
started in January, and you know, you have to have pool fees set in January.
No.
So
Just-
it's like you don't even know, you haven't even gotten your name tag yet.
Right.
Who are
Right.
here? Oh, they're all here.
So yeah, I think we put a committee together and say, hey, you know, let's start planning
Kimber,
stuff for
come here.
next year and really kind of get
Yeah.
after it. So
And I think getting some of the residents involved in some, I think there's a fine line, and I know a lot of people are concerned about, or not concerned about, they want to make sure that residents have a voice. And residents do have a voice when they voted for you, because there were people that did not get voted in. And there's a reason they didn't get voted in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you are the voice of those people. And
Right.
it's hard to, you can't always listen to a lot of residents. But having some of these subcommittees is great because it does take the load off. It does give more ideas.
Yep.
Again, I think people sometimes are, the first thing you said when you brought out this is, we may have a difference of opinion, or,
I know, yeah.
you bringing this. And absolutely not. I mean, that's the thing that everybody forgets about me.
Right.
I just don't want to continually hear people complain about certain
Right,
things.
right.
Give me something.
Right.
Just, again, we have that every single, Thursday night meeting is, instead of coming in and just saying, boom, 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 come in and say,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Right.
This would be a great, this would be good.
Here's
this
a
would be good.
recommendation.
This
I don't
is-
like this. How about we try
Right.
this?
Right.
That's, and look at that. I mean, there's no
So-
disagreement, but residents might have some input that would make this even better.
Right. I agree. So we're doing the backdrop all week.
That's right.
Right? We have 3 videos, Monday,
so
Wednesday, Friday,
that-
maybe.
That's what I was going to do, but when are you announcing that book?
I think the book can go all week. It's a scavenger hunt.
Okay, so let's do a video. I will do the
Or do you want to
Kenyan.
do Tuesday, Thursday,
This is
Friday?
on you
for
guys,
the-
just
I mean,
I have no idea what's going on. I just
Okay.
want to be here.
I like
you
it.
haven't seen her videos yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying
I
the
love
schedule.
these videos.
Oh, they're
Monday,
awesome.
Wednesday, and Friday we'll do a video.
Okay.
I do got just one article to post on one of the
Oh,
days.
that's right.
35 ways to show diversity,
Yes.
respect for diversity culture. So let's do the article on Tuesday. Then Thursday, during the weekend we can do something.
Again, we're posting the pictures, so maybe you post the progress picture on Thursday or something.
That's nice.
And a kids activity.
Yeah.
I think we should.
I
We
don't
could.
know if I have another kids activity.
I have a
but-
kids activity.
Okay.
They're little buttons of saying, what makes me me.
But
I just did the same thing, right same spot, Kibber.
But Barb will have all the flags. Did you guys read the front of this? I haven't even proofread this. So
Okay, so you're
my
going to announce the
legs.
book, right? You're
Yes.
going to work with Barb
Well,
to announce the book.
yes.
Correct? Okay.
because the book will be posted online, so they can print it themselves. I'll fix those couple images that are messed up.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I don't know what in the world the rendering issue was with
I
this
wanna,
stuff.
can I just put random flags that I like in my window?
I think that's
Sure.
I'm
a
gonna
good
go
idea.
do all of the Caribbean islands.
I mean, no one's gonna know,
I know. They're gonna be like, how do you have seven
right?
Caribbean?
And then
I'll just pick
I
my
didn't
favorites.
check this QR code. I guess I probably should. Huh? It should
Is
take
he
you to
leaving?
National Geographic's.
Hey!
Oh, there it is. Like, where'd you go?
Let me make sure it does. Yeah, so it takes you to Kids National Geographics with the
Nice.
countries,
That is so cool.
and then they can click on the country. They can.
And this
so-
is getting released.
These will be going all
weekend.
week.
Okay. I was gonna
Yes.
say. Now,
We'll put ours up.
does Barb know when she's supposed to post anything?
Barb has. She emailed me the link for the diversity
I
site.
thought so, but
Yes.
is she supposed to do it tomorrow? She's coming in tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
I originally wanted to have all this done, videos rendered, loaded to YouTube, links
I just got her the password
to
today.
sit with her
Yeah.
and have this planned out. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Today alone, I was doing 7.5 hours of video editing.
And now we're here.
And we got one more.
So-
We got one. No, it's no. You
I
want to
don't
know
know
something?
how. I
But
can't. I'm
it's what you
sorry.
enjoy doing.
I
too.
enjoy doing it, and
I know.
I'm not even going to joke. And I swear to God, I'll get emotional. As I was watching these and doing these, I was like, I love this village.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I'm serious. It's so cool.
I know.
Neighbors that I
just
thought
the
I
opening
knew.
scene.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where
Well,
they.
no,
still-
I can.
I'm
No,
Yeah.
I get it.
it's
No, and
it's
that's
amazing.
what's-
Have you seen any of them yet?
Did you send it out?
Oh,
she
thank you,
sent.
Lynn.
She
Oh, yeah.
sent like the little snippets of them.
Okay, yeah,
I saw
I
that.
must
Just,
not have yet. Yeah,
It's pretty cool. It,
is
kind
really
of
cool.
starts with the person saying in their language what
My name is blah 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 blah, and I'm a proud Kenyan. And then it goes, I am Kenyan. And we together are Minerva Park. And it
And
goes
that's how
with
they
that
all
whole-
start out. It's so cool. I
so
got
cool.
goosebumps again. So
That's
I love it.
yeah.
All right.
This is the beginning of a like hospital-wide education series. Me and the other educators are putting on a grant. So I've been in my email as much as I can.
I
be.
get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Man, I get it.
So I think that's
all do different
everything.
gigs, I
Then we
mean.
have the food truck on Saturday. I am gonna see. We usually go to the Westerville Farmers Market
should
on
do the update
Saturday
on
morning,
Thursday.
and there's usually some Haitian girls there that sell these pastries,
Mm-hmm.
stuffed pastries, and I might see if they'd be willing to sell some of those
That would be.
the next Saturday as well.
That would be.
Like
Oh, that'd
here?
be cool.
Because yeah, instead they don't do a food truck, but
Yeah,
they
Right.
sell them like 3 for $5 or something like
Oh,
that.
I
They're
wanna try
so
those.
good. And there's like a fish one, a beef,
Ooh.
a chicken, and a vegetable.
That's awesome.
Just real quick, Monday video, Tuesday article of how to celebrate cultural
we're getting into the
diversity,
weeds about that
Wednesday
stuff.
video, Thursday update with the tree, Friday video, Saturday and Sunday something
Can do
small like coloring
yeah.
pages and
That's
kids
fine.
activities.
That's fine. Again,
Okay.
I don't think we have to overdo it. This is our first year.
Yeah, and then each year you just
And
what
we can
doesn't
add
work,
stuff.
it doesn't work. What does work, you,
Right.
So-
you
Right.
pinpoint it, and then you
What I'm
expand on that.
what I'm going to ask is I'm going to email them to Barb, but in the future, how do you feel about having communications have access
I have
to
no issue.
Facebook?
I have no issue.
Okay.
I mean,
As long as you're not doing Sunday morning selfies in your car, like, what's
well,
up?
you can see Instagram. We've grown Instagram. Instagram has done amazing. We've never posted anything that's bad.
We just had that one person do that, and you just can't post. You know, I hate the mayor, and so as long as you
Right.
don't do that.
Yep.
I promise
that.
you have a
Cool.
No, it's Sunday morning
Okay.
selfie.
Because
Like,
that would be easier because in the mornings I can post. That helps me keep a ready
I go
post,
on
and
it.
Barb has enough that she's doing. Honestly,
I'm on it. Leah's on it. There's like 4 of us.
and you
Chief
can always
has
see
access
who
to
posts.
it. Yeah,
I mean,
Chief
you
has
can see
access to it.
which one of us
I
posts.
very rarely do. On that, I do a lot of my. Well, I guess I do. It comes up. Anytime I share anything, it comes up my name. So.
Well,
I
that
do it for
way
mine.
we both because Barb and do you have access to Instagram? I'll give it to you.
I don't.
know if
I
you do.
probably. I might. I might not.
I don't
I
do
gave it
Instagram,
to
don't bother
Barb,
giving it to
so
me.
I help her with Instagram. But I mean, it'll help us all post.
What we had discussed last year is we just didn't want anybody to feel like they had to do it. So with like
Yeah.
Diane and everybody, so Brian and Diane and them all kind of went back and forth as to what should the communication committee actually do. So it's almost like, are you volunteering to do things that are more so because you guys are technically just the legislative body? Like, this is your committee, you guys pass legislation, that is your job. Your job is not necessarily to post Facebook postings.
Right, right.
So it's more of, you're almost volunteering for that person, for that part of it. So yeah, there's a fine line between, are you a resident doing this as a volunteer, or are you actually doing this as a council member?
Right.
So I think there's definitely, there's not a disconnect, it's just a matter of, I don't want people to feel like they have to be doing certain things because your job is, as an elected official, is the legislative part to it.
Well, and communications is something I enjoy. It's where my
Right. And I think that's
experience.
that's
That's I like to
obviously
do.
it takes the burden off me.
Just FYI, I'm skipping back to pool for just a second because you mentioned lockers. I did look up about lockers, and I've looked up the kind that you program your own
Yeah.
number in, and then you program it to unlock it. So there's no keys to them and all those. A bank of them, I think there was 16 of them, is about $2,500. So
The other thing I was going to say is we could ask Chief. Now, there's our actual lockers, but I wonder how much they paid for theirs or
yeah.
where they got
There's
theirs.
cheaper ones,
Okay,
you
I
know.
don't
You can
know.
get the kind
See,
that
I
you
like
just put a lock
those.
on.
Yeah, I like
But
I
those.
wonder if Ohio Health is ever getting rid of any when they're going to be redoing break rooms. I could ask around about that.
Yeah.
I can never
Yeah,
promise,
I-
but I'll
yeah.
ask around.
So I mean, it's just
I-
if we wanted to ask for it, we asked for it. But I'm not gonna die on that one
Well,
yet.
and that
I'd rather
would be
add that
perfect
to
with this.
Yeah,
That
I'd
would
rather
be
it be
perfect.
a part of this.
Yes.
But that's also why I said about the bathrooms and all that. How much do we want to spend? If,
None. We want to spend $700. That's
yeah,
it.
if we
No.
do this. So
We aren't, and that was kind of the same thing with the community building down there. We are putting lipstick on a pig.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
there's no doubt.
Right,
But
exactly.
this could potentially be a 2024 project, depending on depending on funding, but with contractors, because the thing is we don't want to be tearing this down.
And not have
if
anything.
we can't have it completed,
Right.
which means if we want to do this, we really need to talk about it Saturday. Get the if they tell
Cool
us we
flags out
can
there.
just move with Garmin Miller to do this as another phase, and you guys just have to appropriate more money for Garmin Miller, this could potentially be done. If we
Yeah.
have to start all over with legislation and all that,
Yeah.
there's no way.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I only have one other piece of business. Unless y'all have something that came up that I think conversation has been positive about, but offering free pool passes to our staff as a benefit.
Okay, there is
Yes.
an issue with that a little bit.
Okay.
Not, no, I was all for it. It does. We will just need to verify after council makes. It is a tax. It is part of their income.
Okay.
So it would be like maybe they opt in or opt out if they want it. If they don't want it, I one way to get, again, I'm on public record, so I'm not trying to get around it.
Sure.
But they could potentially work a couple hours, like just coming in on a Friday evening or something like that, and they could earn the pass. But if not, it goes into part of their benefits. So basically it would be part of their benefits, their benefit package, and it would be part of their income, is my understanding, which we're talking about $200.
Right.
So it can't be that taxable and it can't be that big of a deal. But I did ask Chief if they thought it was something that we should have done a long time ago, but of course then there was,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. And I think as long as they have my only thing is, one guy has his own pool. I want them to be able to opt in or opt out of it. I don't
That's
want
fine.
one officer to have to pay for taxed or whatever.
Right.
So as long as they can opt in or out of insurance. So what's the
Yeah,
difference?
any benefit almost any benefit you can opt in or out.
But I will tell you, again, we have a different group of officers. So I brought them all as
Right.
more of like a team building thing on
Yeah,
Monday.
right.
There were 4 out of the 9 officers.
Tuesday.
4 out of the 9 officers, but 3
Monday.
other officers stopped in that day.
Yeah.
So we actually had 7 of the officers, and Chief was actually off that day. So at one point we had 7 of our officers down here.
Yeah,
And-
I don't know if it's going to help this year because we have to pass it and
Right.
do everything, but
Yeah, like what?
but we could at
If
least
there
get it
was-
going.
If there is a
Yeah.
way that we could do something as more of a volunteer, and maybe that's something I kind of talk to you guys behind the scene, not off record, but I'm not saying behind the scenes that way because we can talk about it public record.
Right.
But if there was a way that we could do something to where some of them could potentially do some volunteer, or do something to
Right.
be able to utilize the pool, I know that they would appreciate it this year because,
Yeah.
again, and let me rephrase that, because I will be paying for it. I will not have them paying for it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Right.
So I just
Okay.
think it's a benefit that
That's definitely worth it.
I appreciate the fact that everything that they do, and
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, second
and we-
lowest paid.
going back
police
to that, we
department
actually
in
have
the
a couple of
state.
them
Let's
with
give them
families.
something.
Are they
so
really?
Yeah.
they've actually used it.
Yeah.
We need-
Let's give them some benefits on top of it.
We need to talk about getting a couple other ones too, but that's not
Right.
me on the
Right.
place.
No,
Not
I
the
know.
time and
Finance.
place. Yeah.
So we'll talk about that in finance.
Right.
But I would say let's see if there is a way, because there's also something that we can do it if it's up to a certain dollar amount with ethics, whatever. So maybe we can give them all up to $50 in guest passes. So maybe we just give them all 5 free guest passes for this year.
Yeah.
So
Is that everybody?
Huh?
She's like 25.
For everybody?
It might be 25. Somebody mentioned 50 today. So if it is, we'll find that out. And maybe there's different things. Maybe it's per month. Maybe it's per year. Maybe it's per something. I don't know. So let us see if there's any other options
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
not from a government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean,
25.
again, I
Yeah,
think
you're
we
probably
I bring it up on Saturday and we all discuss it and see what we want to do.
Cool.
So, cool. Anyone else have anything?
No.
Do we have after next week? Do we have anything really?
Chatting for council I have.
But well, I mean, community wise,
No.
that's communication, isn't it?
So
Just
no,
me.
I think it's just going to be pools. So from here forward, let's see if we can get any other volunteers to come. Like
Yeah.
you said, you're willing to do the Saturday and Sunday. Let's talk. Okay, let's actually game plan now.
Yeah.
Refrigerator.
Yep.
How fast do you guys want that? When I ask him tomorrow if there is enough money for a PO, if I can actually get a refrigerator like Saturday, and actually, I'm going to say this, I believe they're all off tomorrow.
Okay.
So I believe it's going to be Monday.
Okay.
If there's money somewhere that we can actually do that and I can get a PO, and I'm not saying I can't text somebody.
Well, and we have to get the electrician out too.
Yes.
To move those other
Well,
2
I'm
items.
just saying we could potentially put it somewhere
Oh, we could.
until
Yeah, we could.
then. But if you guys are okay waiting till Monday, that would probably be easier. If they're there tomorrow, I'll ask one of them.
Okay.
But if not, we would do the PO. But I'm assuming that is a now,
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The next part is the electrician is not going to be an issue. Budget wise, I will talk to them about it. I just have to do a PO. The chairs. That is definitely going to be an appropriation.
Yep.
Do you want that on? Do you want to discuss it Saturday with the rest of them?
Yeah, let's
Or
Yeah.
do you again? Do you want us to start the legislation, or to wait till Saturday,
Let's
then Monday,
talk about
Tuesday?
it Saturday, and then we can put it on Thursdays if
Yeah, like
everything
we
goes
want
well.
to phase in a third, we want to phase in a quarter, because I mean, we can't do it
they
all
wanna
at once, I wouldn't
Yeah.
think.
Do they
Right.
want to do 5,000? Do they want to do 10,000? Do they want to do 15,000?
Right. Again, it's going to take
Yeah.
4 to 5 weeks according
Yeah.
to the website
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
get them.
And
So.
since I know that is what everybody, I'll play around with it too, seeing if there's. We get a lot of magazines at the office, so
Perfect.
maybe there's something in one of those magazines.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
I'm looking at warranties on them. I'm
Correct.
looking at the length that they're going to go. You
Yeah.
know, that type of stuff.
Okay, so appropriation is going to be huge for this week, so we are going to have to figure out one at a time which ones with the POS system, if you guys are really wanting to move forward with that on Saturdays. So here's what I'm going to ask. We have Arts in the Park, we have everything. We will, who is going to be down here Saturday from noon until 5 with Arts in the Park at 2?
I will start down here,
And
I
then,
will be.
and then I have to go finish the table, and
Coloring
then James
table.
will be coming over.
and then I can come back and forth.
Yeah.
'Cause
I don't know
I'm
about
leaving
on
at-
Saturday, but
Yeah.
Sunday I'll be here
'Cause
from start
and
to
I'm
finish.
replacing you.
So
Yeah.
how about this? Everybody can text me and just tell me where to be when. He works at 2, so I'm free.
Okay.
So I will be free from 1:30, whatever.
I'm going to open it up on Saturday.
Okay, I will
Cool.
then come relieve you
Yeah.
and hang out with him.
Yes.
Or whatever,
Yes.
and then if we're not busy, then I'll come down to Arts in the, because I will want to go down to Arts in the Park just for you
Yeah.
know normal reasons.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we are doing cookout. You will be here at noon also.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Saturday or Sunday, we will not have a meeting about this, but you and I will have a conversation about what appropriations we want to see. That way, Monday, I can get them done after we have our meeting Saturday.
I guess I'm not going to the Westerville Farmers Market on Saturday because we
And we
have
have a work session.
We have a work session.
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
That's
We'll
what
see.
I keep doing.
Maybe.
I'm like, Saturday's just a.
We'll see.
So
Maybe I can go after.
we do all the discussions, we'll
Yeah.
see what the feeling is with everybody. We will get an appropriation put together. You and I will figure out which ones we need the appropriation
Okay.
for, and then we can kind of go from there.
No, POS system is easy. I think we just order that
Again,
offline.
if you have the name of
Yeah.
bring the name of the company.
Square.
What? Oh, it's just Square. Okay.
Yeah, just go. We already have an account with them. Just
Okay.
go on their site. It's their retail system.
So I will let them know. So as long as Brian and Mark
easy.
and
You should
we
have been here
think
10 years ago.
we got 4 people, as long as we think 4 people are going to vote for all of the things that you're talking about, then we get the appropriation ready to go. If we have a concern that one might not fly, we'll put that on a different appropriation and let people do it individually. We've done that before. If there's one that's just
We'll
and I don't think we'll have any issues.
figure that out Saturday, right?
Didn't we
Right.
split that way on those big, super expensive
Yeah.
umbrellas around the kiddie
Yes,
pool?
we
'Cause I
separated
remember
that.
that one sunk, but the
and I'm
rest
glad.
of them we got.
and
yeah.
I think it's perfect.
I think that was.
We didn't need 'em.
No, we can revisit that and get some umbrellas. In the future,
We don't-
but We didn't need
People don't use them.
$15,000 for umbrellas.
People wouldn't have used them, and people, a lot of people really do sit under the little ones or not at all. So we'll do that. We'll regroup on Saturday afternoon or Sunday. Saturday's probably be too busy. We'll do that. Figure out that. Once we know for sure, then Monday, same thing. I will call the electrician and see when he can come out.
And then we got to call the vendors and see if they can move the.
So we can do all of that. We did get the obviously the phone lines up and running. We got all of that. I got all that handled today.
Yeah.
Finally.
All right.
We don't even want to talk about it.
I heard.
We are spending $250 a month on the phone line in there. I found that out today.
Oh my goodness.
Yesterday.
Which $250 a month? Seriously?
It's like somewhere between 200 and 250.
That pays for that.
That pays for the
POS.
POS system, and we wouldn't need the phone line. We would need the phone line
Well,
for
no,
calls.
we
incoming
do,
calls.
but no, we have to, and I'm debating on just waiting until, again, the end of the season. We are going to get that merged with here's the issue, and you guys can tell me what you have an issue with. So the phone number has been the same to the Minerva Park Pool for 60 years. I don't even know, I'm making that up. If you dial 2 different phone numbers, it rings in there. Don't you love it? So there's 2 different phone numbers that ring inside because that number has been ported to this one to a La La Land world. Don't even know where. Nobody can tell us where that phone is, and we basically cannot have that phone number back if we mess with this. So I'm telling you that we're going to end up losing that phone number, but paying $200 plus a month is not smart, but I
no
also don't
reason
know
to
that
do
it's
that.
smart to
Crazy.
change it in the middle of a season. So I feel like bite the bullet. Who knows how long we've been paying for it. September 9th-ish, we call and say we just call and shut it all off, all of the phone lines. and start over again in April.
Yeah, we shut them all off. We look at voice over IP, and just have the internet down here.
So again, when I find out things like that, I
Yeah.
have no problem
Yeah.
making sure you guys are fully aware that
Yeah.
this is what's going on.
we set this place up for good Wi-Fi,
Yes.
and I mean,
And so far, I mean, I will tell you, I work on it a lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of people work
No, I
on
mean,
it. I don't know if you had a lot of people working on it, and I don't. The thing is if we're running all of this stuff and this is our bread and butter, we need to make sure that we have, we have.
Just in a hurry.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just need to make sure, because I turned that on just because it was the cheapest, quickest, easiest thing for me to turn on.
perfect. All right,
So Saturday's going to be fun.
is this everything?
Yeah, that sounded like new and old business we just wrapped up.
I know. Okay.
That's how I do things. You know how that
Are
goes.
do we have movement to adjourn?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Second.
Have a good night. Let's stop them.